Hello and welcome to Tuesday DJ Gig Tips, brought to you by Vibo, the music planning app. First, I want to apologize to you for being a week behind on the gig tips, and second of all, I want to apologize for shooting in the bedroom. For lack of a better term, they're decking the halls downstairs, so the floorboards are creaky in the old house, which means it's noisy in the studio. So we're in the bedroom where it's relatively quiet except for traffic and jets and things. Today I want to talk about people who want to lowball you on your services. In the last 12 hours or so, I had somebody reach out to me and say, look, I got contacted by a national booking agency who wants me to do an event in downtown Milwaukee because they're on this venue's preferred vendor list, which, by the way, maybe we'll talk a little bit about that in tomorrow's Tuesday DJ Gig Tips, that whole preferred vendor list thing, neither here nor there. Anyway, this national booking agency was trying to get this particular local DJ friend of mine to do a holiday party for a company with a budget of $300. Then I saw somebody else on a Facebook group saying, look, I'm getting these company parties calling me up and asking me to do an event for $300. I obviously can't do that. How do I handle this? Maybe some of you are saying to yourselves, well, I'm worth a lot more than that. I'm professional, I've got experience, and I know what I'm doing. So $300 is not going to cut it. There's an argument for that, and it is valid. But today what I want to look at are hard numbers, because that's universal. So I'm taking the position, just for the sake of argument, that we're all exactly the same. So it doesn't matter what your level of skill is or your experience or anything like that. Let's just pretend we're all the same. It's apples to apples. A DJ is a DJ. Totally not, but just for the sake of argument, let's just take that position. Let's also take the position that all of us gig once a month. So that's 12 gigs per year. Yeah, most of us do a lot more than that, but just for the sake of argument and math, let's look at that number. What you have to do is figure out what it costs you to leave the house and do an event. Well, I've done videos on this, on getting a business plan and figuring these things out, but just as a little refresher, it's things like adding up your out-of-pocket expenses per an event. Fuel, any kind of music downloads you have to do, I don't know, that kind of stuff. Then you need to figure out what your total investment in equipment is and divide that by how many gigs you feel like you can do before you need to replace the equipment. I go by the 20 rule. Now, my equipment should last much more than 20 events, but I use that rule to come up with a rental fee, because the way I look at it is the client is renting my equipment so I can perform a task. I go with the 5% of retail price. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, that I have $10,000 worth of DJ equipment. Okay? If I divide that by 20, that's $500. So I need $500 per event. Now, if my stuff lasts longer than 20 events, I'm making money on that rental. But in the meantime, I'm just paying for it, and I'm ready to go ahead and bite the bullet and replace something like a mixing board or a computer or whatever if it were to fail on me, right? Because I feel like that as DJs, our businesses should at least sustain themselves. They should pay for themselves. There's all kinds of stuff like your monthly music expenses. Let's say that you're at promo only, it's a $50 a month plan. Well, that's another $50 on top of that. So yeah, 12 events a year, $50 a month. There you go. And you can do all kinds of stuff like figure out your insurance, and you can figure out your advertising and your internet and your phone and all kinds of jazz. But truth be told, I don't think you really need to go that deep just to have a number to combat them on this why can't you do it for $300 thing. Let's just say your number turns out to be $650. When they say, why can't you do an event for $300, or hey, we have a budget of $300, all you have to do is come back and say, look, to break even, I need to make $650 to do each and every event. If you're only willing to pay me anything less than $650, I'm losing money by doing your event. So I'll save money by staying home. Well, what if they say no? Good. You didn't want their business anyway. Let some sucker out there take it. Know what this costs you to go out and work. If you know that number, you're going to have some ammunition to go out there and use against these lowballers. You're not getting into how great you are as a DJ or how experienced you are or how you get the party started. You're only dealing with hard numbers and real numbers. And I feel like that there's no argument there. It's math. You know, you don't have to argue your skill at that point. If these people say no, you're better off. You've saved money because it would cost you money to do their event. In fact, it could cost you several $100s. So that's it. That's Tuesday DJ Gig Tip for today, which is actually Monday, 6 days late. And we'll try to do another one tomorrow. And maybe we'll talk about this preferred vendors list a little bit if you're interested. So that's it. Thank you, Vibo, for sponsoring this video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your likes, subscriptions, comments, all that stuff. It really helps. I would never ask you for dough, but I will definitely rob from the rich. You know, like the people who put these ads up on the videos for monetization, pays for groceries. Really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.